Today, I want to share with you about power negotiating. And in fact, there is a book called Power Negotiating for Salespeople with Roger Dawson. Great book, classic book. I can't tell you how many times I listened to that on Audible. Even my dogs can repeat it word for word. But the reason I made this video today, because I was talking to a gentleman who works really hard. He wholesales land. And he says, I got one problem. I do my homework, my due diligence. The person lives 2,000 miles away. I look at the property. I get everything together. And then I call the person. And as soon as I give him the price, click, hang up. Oh, no, that's too little. But gone. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Can you help me? So I start thinking, what can I tell this guy? Let me tell you what I told him. I said, look, friend, do you have a real estate license? No, he doesn't have a license. Okay, let me give you a little bit of background how this thing works, for example, for agents. Now, I know you're a wholesaler or investor, but let me give you a little bit of background. You have a buyer, you have a seller. Let's say each one of them have their own agent. You have a buyer's agent and you have a listing agent. So listing agent works with the seller. Now, let's say you're the buyer and then somebody else is a seller, but you both have an agent. Let's say the house is worth $300,000. Well, you want to make an offer for $280,000. This is $20,000 difference in price. Could it be that if you and the seller met face to face without an agent and he says 300 and you say 280 and then he says no thank you and it's all over with? Sure, it could be, right? It could be. But what does the professional agents do? They earn their money. And here's what they do. The guy who takes the listing will tell the seller, Mr. Seller, we're going to put this property on the price that you want for $300,000 on the market. It doesn't mean you're going to get full price offers. Now, we're going to do our best. Maybe we get somebody, 2 or 3 people come, one offers 300, one 310. That'd be wonderful. But the reality of the market is that most likely somebody will come and look at the property and say, you know what, maybe I can offer 280, 290, but we will see how it's going to play out. But in that case, please be mindful that we're going to represent you any offer that comes, any offer, because you're the one who's going to make the decision. My job is to relate and package and scrutinize the offer that comes to make sure everything is up to code, everything is legal, everything is above reproach, and present you that offer. Maybe I get you the buyer. That'll be a lot easier if there's no agent involved. It'd be just you, me, and the buyer. But most likely it's going to be that somebody's going to bring the offer, and the seller's fine. I get it. No problem. And now your offer comes at 280, and your agent going to ask the other listing agent, can I present my offer? Let's say they met in person. So it will be the buyer's agent, your agent, and it'll be the listing agent, and it is a seller, right? Now, a good listing and the buyer's agents know they have to work with each other to make this thing work. They're going to close the gap. Someplace maybe at 290, you come up from 280 to 290. There's some concession here and there, give and take, and make this deal work. That means the listing agent prepares the seller about the counter offer, right? And the buyer agent also prepares you, your agent prepares you about the thing called counter offer. Expect them to counter us. Now, both sides of the deal, both sides of this table is set up between the listing agent telling about the counter offer, the buyer's agent preparing his buyer who didn't want to go more than 280 for a counter offer. Now, what is the mindset? What's the expectation here? Both sides know there's going to go back and forth a little bit. No big deal, right? The problem becomes when you contact somebody and you say, I'm the buyer, I'm the buyer, I'm the buyer, I'm the buyer, or I'm the buyer, I'm the buyer. You don't tell them you're a wholesaler. You don't tell them that you're going to wholesale the property, or you want to tell them you're the investor, you're the final authority. This is a problem for you. And I want you to solve it like this. I send you a letter, and you said, I want to sell the property. I said, great. I call you. Your name is Tom. Hi, Tom. This is Morry. How are you? Thank you very much for responding to my letter. I really appreciate you calling me, taking your time, and giving me the opportunity to buy your property. How it works, Tom, on my part, I need to get some information so I can talk to my partners, so then I can, I have to go back and forth a couple of times, or they want to get some more information. Would that be okay if I called you a couple of times for information that we need? And he's going to say, sure, no problem. This is going to set up the stage for the fact that you're the one in the middle. Or sometimes you can say that I'm the one who pushes the paperwork, right? I get the information from you, I go relate to them, they tell me something, and I'm trying to put everything together, but I need your help with some information because you know that property more than anybody else, right? He said, yes. And by the way, Tom, is that okay if I call you Tom? And what do your friends call you? Oh, they call me Thomas. Okay, great. Then you use that name. You're going to build relationship with this guy. You're going to talk to him for 5-10 minutes. How did you get that property? What was the history behind it? He can say, that was my grandpa's house. I used to go to school down the street. I was there when I was 15 to 25 years old, or 20 years old, 3 years, 4 years, all that. Find out about the property, the condition of the property. Please do not rush to tell him what you want to offer this guy. Price is the last thing you want to bring to the conversation. If you have to talk to somebody 15 minutes, it only takes 10 seconds to give somebody a price, somebody an offer. That's just a number. But spend 14, 15 minutes to break the ice, because you want to set up the situation here that you need to go back and forth a few times, and no matter what price he offers you, what price he gives you, or what price you're going to offer him is not the final authority. Nothing going to happen in this conversation. It's just not. It's just a process that you need to take it. I can't tell you how important this is, because this will take the pressure off your shoulder and off his shoulder. Very simple. So, Tom, before we get to the price, let me just tell you, no matter what you tell me here, please be mindful that I can't make the final decision. I have to take your offer and get it accepted. Would that be okay with you? So I'm probably going to need to call you a couple of times. Is that okay? Is it the best time to call you after 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock? You get them all set up. In fact, sometimes I will tell them, look, how about if we do this? So we'll finish our conversation. Can I tentatively call you back tomorrow afternoon at 3 or maybe 4 o'clock to discuss what they said? See, what did I just do? I told this guy that this is a process. It's important, folks. Don't just jump up and down when somebody says, I want to sell. Then you say, here's the price. You say, no, that's too much. No, that's too little. But hang on. Don't go there. Now, Tom, understand that no matter what we discuss today, there's not going to be a final transaction today. I just established that. This is a great deal. At the same time, I will ask Tom, if we can come up with a price today that is favorable to you and to us, are you the only one who makes the decision on this deal? Or do you have to consult with somebody else? He can say, no, I'm the only one entitled, or it's me and my wife, but I make the final decision. So I want to disarm him from telling me that he needs to go consult with somebody else. Clever. Then he will not use that on me, that I need to go talk to somebody else and I get back to you. But Tom, I thought you said you make the final decision. I mean, you're the boss. Well, okay, well, if you say it that way, sure, I do, but we gotta still have to work on this thing. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So you want to set it up where you disarm him from falling back on I need to talk to this person, my brother, my sister. Take that away from him. But on your side, establish the fact that you need to go talk to somebody else. This will help to negotiate. Because here's what happened. Now, after 10, 15 minutes, I asked Tom, do you have any price? Do you know what it takes? What is the least it takes for you to sell that property? I mean, if you have to just walk away from that property, I understand the condition. I drove by the property. I saw it from the outside. The roof needs to be changed. The eaves has got a lot of dry rust. There's a couple of cars in the backyard. I couldn't see it. A couple of them in the driveway. I guess somebody was changing the tire and left it there. There's a spider webs under the tires, all that. We've seen all of this thing, right? No problem with all that. I can deal with all that. but I just need you to tell me what is the least that you take for that property. If you could sell it today. Silence, silence. Now let's assume there's $100,000 owed on a property. Tom is telling me that he needs to have $90,000 or $100,000. We're not worried about the $100,000 right now. So our concentration gonna come on what he wants for himself. What he wants for himself. Now watch this one. I say, Tom, if you could absolutely sell that property today, and you could just walk away with it, cash in your hand, never have to look at anything. In fact, we'll pay your closing costs. What does it take? Could you go any lower? What's the absolute lowest that you can take? He could say, maybe I go $85,000. Okay. Now, I know that $85,000 probably is workable. I will tell Tom this. Tom, okay, well, Tom, I really appreciate it. You gave me a lot of information. Allow me, just as I said before, let me take this to my investor, my partner, and let me discuss it, and I will call you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Would that be okay? Okay. What if Tom says, oh, I got to have $150,000 in my hand. I got to have 150 grand, and he owes $100,000. Now I know we're $60,000 apart, and I asked him a couple of times, look, what is the least you will take? He's set on $150,000. What am I going to tell him at this point? Well, you have a problem here. If you are the final authority, you establish yourself as a final authority, and the guy says, well, what do you want to do? And you're going to say what? No, that doesn't go very well, right? Because you couldn't make up your mind. But if I have to go consult with somebody else, that doesn't diminish anything here on my part. I say, okay, well, Tom, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for telling me. So just like I said, again, let me go and see what I can do. Okay, let me go talk to them. You go run it with my partners. We're going to discuss it. And would that be okay to call you tomorrow at 5? Yes. And just in a case I need to call you again today, can I call you if there's some quick questions and stuff that things that I need to find out? Yes. I'm going to tell you a secret. Long time ago, when I was a buyer's agent, if a buyer would call me and wanted to go see a property, I talked to him, and then I gather all the information. Then I said, okay, so we have an appointment tomorrow at 3 o'clock, right? And just in the case, if I need to call you, can I call you again today? Sure. On purpose, I'll call him 10 minutes later, just to clarify everything. Now, I was not sure about this one, but you told me A, B, C, D, F, G. And again, I just want to make sure that I told you, if you like the property we're going to see tomorrow, you said that you prepared to write a check for it, right? Just don't forget to bring the checkbook, okay? And you also told me that it's just you and your wife who have to make the final decision, right? See, 2 things I covered. Ability for him to write the check and telling me that there is nobody else that have to make a decision. I had a situation buyer who told me, look, no matter what we see, it is my mother-in-law who's going to give us the money. She says, I'll have to approve it before I give you the money. Well, where is your mother-in-law? Well, she's coming next weekend. Great. Let's not waste any time to go now. We're going to wait for your mother-in-law. So I set up the appointment around the mother-in-law. Who cares about this guy? The mother-in-law going to buy the property. And who do you think when I showed the property got the okay? I thought the mother-in-law. Ma'am, I really appreciate you coming. They count on you. You're being very generous to help them buy their first house. It is such a privilege to meet you. Oh, well, wonderful. Thank you. Then I showed the property. Guess who had to okay it? The mother-in-law. Who did I have to sell the house? The mother-in-law. See, that's the final authority over there. If you found this video useful, you find more videos like it on my channel. We hear this from people all the time, but those little mouse clicks will go a long way to helping the algorithm. So please click the little thumb guy. Please subscribe and help yourself with all my tools linked in the descriptions. These are tools me and my team have developed over the years, tools I wish I had when I started in real estate. Thank you for watching and have a great day.